Friends, myself Dr. Supriya Saupule from DRK College of Commerce, Kolhapur. I welcome you once again in the discussion and lecture series of the subject Auditing for BCom 3 Semester 5. So today we are discussing the point from Unit 4. The point of discussion is Audit of Hotels. Let us see some introductory part. There are many types of facilities that are provided by the hotels to their customers. Hotels generate their income from room rent, room service, laundry, restaurants, swimming pool, bar room, sports room, health clubs, conference halls, banquet halls for marriages, parties, seminars. In addition to this, few hotels are also letting out shops to companies to promote and sell their product and services. So nowadays hotels are not only providing the service of food only or catering, they are also providing other services, like they are letting out their shops for letting out their premises or their building for other shops also. They are providing sports, gym, swimming facilities too. Before starting the audit of hotels, there is a need that the auditor must know the applicable acts relating to the hotels. Let us see some of the in brief we are going to see some of the applicable acts. For example, Luxury Tax Act, that is State Act. Service Tax, that is Central Act. State Excise Act, Food Safety and Standard Act, Prevention of Food Adulteration Rules, Central Excise Tax. Some of the tax are old, which have been gone after the introduction of the GST. Standard of Weight and Measures Act, Contract Labor Regulation and Abolition Act, Shops and Establishment Act, Catering Establishment Act. These are some of the acts which are applicable to hotel industry. So therefore the auditor must know the applicable acts to the hotel industries. The Companies Act 2013 may also be applicable to the hotels. See, this is the important point. In case if the status of hotel is like a company, whereas the Income Tax Act 1961 will be levied in all the cases irrespective of whatever the status of that hotel is. So Income Tax Act 1961 is applicable though that hotel is converted into the company or it is having a status of company or any restaurant type hotel, okay, or it is a partnership hotel, but the tax is applicable. Let us see some of the scope for the auditor in a way of audit of hotel. An auditor should determine the scope of his audit from his letter of appointment. So the first duty of the auditor is, as he gets the appointment letter, he should soon start the scope of the audit. It should be seen whether he is asked to express his opinion on financial statements only or some additional responsibility being assigned to him. So again it is necessary that auditor should see that what kind of role is assigned to him. An auditor should obtain list of books of documents, accounts registered, maintained by hotel. As we know that auditing starts with the examination of the books of accounts, vouching of documentary evidences. So therefore there is a need that auditor should first obtain the list of the books of accounts, documents and registers. He should see whether relevant hotel have independent status or part of chain of the hotels. Like some hotels have their own single branch, but some hotels have many branches, or it is a part of chain. Like McDonald's, it is a chain of hotel. Taj, it is a chain of hotel. Okay. An auditor should study the Memorandum of Articles and Memorandum of Association. He should obtain the title deed and other related documents to verify the land and building. So it is the part of verification of assets and liabilities. So therefore to complete his work, an efficient auditing procedure, there is a need that auditor first obtain documentary evidences. He should also obtain the minutes of the meeting of board of directors. If the hotel is big, then there is a need that the auditor should see that whether board of directors are conducting meeting and maintaining minutes to note down the important decisions relating to accounts, finance and audit. Now see some of the things that need to be verified during the audit. Receipts to verify in hotels audit. An auditor has to verify the receipts and voucher in the hotel audit. They are documents for cash sales and credit sales, stock movement register, payments to travel agents and laborers, records relating to hotel assets and miscellaneous expenses, etc. The role of auditor verifying these documents is given. Now see the role of the auditor in verifying the documents. Majority are documentary evidence because the work is like buying, selling, renting. So relating to that, majority work will be there. First, verification of the cash sales. In hotels with no lodging facilities, almost the entire sale is on cash basis. Where there is no lodging facility, then almost all sale is kept on cash basis. Therefore, the internal check should be very efficient, ensure that all sales are accounted. An electronic billing machine or series of numerically controlled manual bills may be used. We have seen in the discussion of vouching that there should be continuity in the numbers of the vouchers. If there is any missing voucher or any voucher is cancelled, then there should be proper reason behind that. Electronic machine should be there for billing purpose. Internal check should be there. Shall ensure that daily sales report is prepared. So it is advised that daily sales report should be prepared and reconciled with the total of bill roll. So it should be cross verified with the total of the bill roll or numerically controlled bills. This is the duty of the auditor or role of the auditor, that auditor should ensure that such kind of internal control facility and internal check system should be followed in that hotel. The auditor may cross verify same with the cash records maintained by an independent person. The auditor may also test check the kitchen order tickets with the cash bills to ensure efficiency in the internal check system. How it is going to be cross verified? Then bill should be cross verified with the kitchen order tickets. So it can be ensured that no extra bill is going to be accounted or no bogus or dummy records are kept for sales. Now second point of verification of credit sales. If it is lodging facility provided, then may the organization go for credit sale. The guest bill are supporting documents for credit sales. The guest bills are prepared in the reception wing. So now the auditor has to move towards reception wing. The guest bills shall contain room rent, charges for room service, laundry and other services provided. The guest register may provide information such as nature of rooms occupied, whether it is first class, second class, third class, or whether it is some amenities provided by the guest for the guest by the hotel. Then the number of days stayed and the number of persons occupied. So there is a need that auditor should verify what kind of accounting is made for how many number of people. Internal check should include preparation of daily report on room occupied in the previous night with the number of persons in each room. So how internal check system is going to work? Then it should include that preparation of daily report, how many people are there previous night in each room, how many people left, how many people joined. This daily report may be prepared by an independent person such as housekeeper who has no control over accounts department. So he should be independent person who is keeping the records of the room occupied. The auditor may cross verify the guest bills with the guest register. So there should be no discrepancy. Guest bill should match for guest register and daily reports on room occupancy should be verified and it should be cross verified. Verification of cash book against the guest bill shall confirm collection of cash from the guest. If the rates charged are not as per the normal rate, auditor may ensure that such bills are duly authorized. Some of the time due to slack season, the rates get changed. If there is a slack season, then hotel may reduce the charges of the rent or charges of room rent. That time why there is a reduction, whether there is a policy change, that should be cross verified, or if it is increased then it should be also accounted for. Then the auditor may ensure that such bills are duly authorized. Authorization is must. The auditor shall ensure that tax charge in the guest bills are duly remitted to the concerned tax authorities by the management. The third important thing is verification of stock. The probability of pilferage of food items is very high due to their nature. Therefore, the stock movement record should be accurately maintained. The auditor has to check the stock records, on what basis stock is maintained, that should be verified. Internal control procedures right from the point of receiving the stock to the sale point should be correctly maintained to avoid pilferage. Unauthorized entry should be prohibited in the areas where stock is kept. So it should be verified whether and who has authorized entry towards stock room. Okay. The receipt and issue should be made only under effective supervision. The auditor must check that whether records have been kept for issue and receipt. The auditor may ensure his presence at the time of physical verification of stock. So auditor has the duty to physically verify or be present while verification of the stock. The auditor may also rely on the valuation carried out by the professional valuers if he believes that the procedure and methods of valuation of each item are appropriate to the nature of items. So auditor has to rely on valuators or the person who is valuation in the valuation process. It should be carried out by professional valuer, because auditor is not a professional valuer, but he has to take advice from the professional valuers. Let us see next point, that is verification of payment to travel agents. In many hotels, bookings for room, parties, hall, etc. take place through travel agencies and other similar agencies. The auditor shall ensure that the amount due is collected within the agreed period. So there should be no lag or huge lag between the collection of the amount. The auditor shall ensure that the amount is due collected within the agreed period. While verifying the commission paid to agent, it should be ensured that the commission is as per the agreement of between the management and agent. So there should be an agreement. Okay, the auditor has to check. The next point of verification is verification of payment to laborers. In hotel industry, the labor turnover is very high. Thus, the number of casual laborers employed is more. During festive seasons and in case of parties, laborers are employed even for few hours also. The records maintained relating to wage payments will be disorderly and inadequate. So there is a chance of fraud there. Due to this, probability of misappropriation of cash is very high. So reason should be known behind misappropriation probability. The auditor shall insist on maintenance of proper wage records. So auditor should insist that though it is festive season, though you employ some of the casual or temporary laborers, their wage record should be kept properly, and implementation of adequate control in the payment of wages. We should see for that. The next point of verification is verification of the assets. Apart from usual assets such as land, building, furniture, plant, machinery, vehicles, etc., in hotel industry, semi-fixed assets such as silver and cutlery, blanket, curtains are also to be recorded, controlled and accounted for. The method of accounting for this type of special items is to be prescribed by the auditor. He should also ensure that this method is the recommended method is duly complied by the management. So in a hotel industry, there is a less number of plants and machinery, okay, and machinery will be of different type. So semi-fixed assets are there. So there should be proper control over accounts. Verification of miscellaneous items. In many hotels, a counter for exchanging the foreign currency into Indian rupee is maintained. The auditor should also ensure that all the requirements of statutes governing such conversions are duly complied. The auditor should also ensure that occupancy in progress as on the date of balance sheet is appropriately valued and accounted. The auditor may also analyze the financial statements by calculating and comparing food cost, occupancy ratio, and relevant ratios applicable exclusively to hotel industry. Now we have reached to the last part, that is conclusion. In hotel business, usually the internal control procedure tends to be weak and ineffective. Therefore, the auditor should carefully evaluate the effectiveness of internal control system in different areas before deciding upon the audit techniques and methods to be followed in those areas. So auditor has to rely on the internal check system. He has to emphasize on internal control and management. Thank you very much. So today we have discussed audit of hotels. Stay connected. We'll meet soon in the next lecture.